here with another tutorial for you guys. Tutorial Tuesday. Whoop, whoop. All right, so what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how to make the lead. It's like a Deorro or like Joe Fletcher kind of lead that I made on this new tune from that we just put out for free, bootleg. Download it, sweet. Yeah, the sound sounds like this, or in the track it sounds like this. Okay, so I'm gonna dive right in here and we'll do this up. Let's get. I start off with a new patch. Sounds like shit. It's a new patch. Let's start with the oscillators. So oscillators it's a square saw spectrum. Keep the same. Go down to -24. Let's put the wavetable over all the way to the left, and the amp up to about between 2 and 3. Turn the second oscillator on, change it to M talk. Where's M talk? Motherfucking modern talking. Modern talking. Crank that all the way to the left. We're gonna put it on the positive and negative bend. Put the intensity up in the middle. Amp stays the same. Keep it all the way up. Put the pitch down to -12. -12. Oscillator 3, I had it on, but I don't think I used it for really that much. I think the amp was on, or the amp was all the way, it was off. Yeah, I don't even worry about that one. Modulation, I had that on. Over to here, I don't even think I used it for anything, so you might be able to skip that part. Noise, keep it on white noise, crank it all the way over to the left. All these are still the same, they put them to the same in the middle. Feedback on, do the inserts. So insert, I had a filter, a frequency shifter, but I decided you can fiddle around with that if you want. I definitely had a sample and hold. Crank this all the way to the left. Turn the pitch up all around to just almost before the end there. What else do I have? Alright, filters. Let's turn this up to series. Filter type, what was it? It was a DAF filter, I do believe. DAF filter. Keep it the cutoff the same. Resonance, put resonance all the way down. Filter 2, it was a band reject. Put it up just past, kind of pointing towards the O. Bandwidth, put it pointing towards the B, and resonance pointing towards the E. Make sure don't put them in the middle, put them just below this point right here. Same with this one. Put the mix in the middle. Frequency, oh yeah, for the effects. So you have it'll sound low at this point. Let's put, we'll do the effects last actually. Okay, first one, the modulation section. I had a performer. I used, go load curve, put them all the way up to the top. I didn't use that many. I used the flat one for that one. And I think I had this for the bottom one. And I had this cranked up all the way up there. Sync it 1 to 1. Yes, this is how I had it. I'll post a picture of this so you can copy that. What else I do? I did, okay, LFO. Or this one I had a performer. No, a stepper, sorry, stepper. Stepper, I had the first 3 up, then down, then up, then 3, and up, down, up, down, up, down. The glide mode, crank that all the way up. Sync 1 to 1. Just look at these settings and copy them. I'm not going to explain what they do. LFO. I had it, this guy. I had a 1 to 2. 1 to 2. 1 to 2. And yeah, So these are the three things I use: performer, stepper, and LFO. So let's attach these to some stuff. I had over here in oscillator 2, I attached the performer, and I cranked it up just to about, where did I do it? Just to about the Y, where the Y comes down. Then I also had number 5 in the performer, also in the band reject section of the bandwidth section of the band reject filter, and I just had a little bit. Is that right? Yeah, just a little bit. No, I had it cranked all the way down to there. Not all the way down, so you see this double green dot, but just past that right there. What else did I have? I had number 6, so the stepper in this filter, and I had that cranked all the way up, so you see this little double dot thing. And number 7, the LFO, I had it in here. I just had a tiny bit on there for some little bit of modulation, and I also had a number 5, the performer, on here. So that sounded pretty cool. What else did I have? I had a Bronner tube over here, and I had. So that sounded pretty badass right now. Oh yeah, voicing. Let's turn that up to 3. And turn it to the last one here. It's getting a much wider sounding sound. The pitch, turn this pitch thing on. Then turn this one to mono. Now you can hear some cool modulation going on in that shit. Sounds pretty cool. Like cool Dutch stuff. Now what else do I have? I use a couple macros, so delete this macro. Just because they're easy to map stuff to and they just work. I find them, I always remember these, the more important ones better. So I had this one mapped to wavetable position. I turned it up to like there. I had this one mapped to the performer pattern, and I put it there. I cranked this bad boy up. Like this. So that sounded pretty badass. And what else did I have? I had one more. Oh yeah, I put this one over to here and turn this shiznitz up. So right now this sounds like this. So it sounds kind of similar. Out of Massive, you definitely have to do some processing after the fact. So as you can see here, I have a whole slew of effects that I put in after that. So that's what it sounds like without the effects. And with it on, it sounds much better. What did I do here? So I had an EQ 8. I cut off the lows. I boosted about 2000. That's like, I think that's a good sweet spot for this kind of sound. I put a chorus on it. Chorus is a huge effect that you put on to like Dutchy leads, leads in general actually, but more Dutchy leads to give it that wider sound. Throw a sample delay on there too, or simple delay. The spread gives it more width. Reverb also gives it more width. I threw in an ozone because I used to split the track up for leads, and the speed went up a little bit for like a couple milliseconds, but I found that it used too much CPU and it had some phase canceling issues, so I started using this ozone thing, and this gives you like, it shows like a wide range of like what the hell you're doing in like the room and what's canceling out and shit. So I threw that on there to give it an even more wider sound. Then side chained it, cut off the lows again in case there's any shit on after that effect. And then I did some further EQing because I found that there was too much high shit going on there. So this is how you make that sound, and I think it. Obviously, it's not the exact one I made. There's some. I just quickly made this, remade this, but yeah, that's how you make it. This. Thanks for checking out my tutorial. Check me out next week. I'll have another one ready to go for you. Download all my stuff. Check out the song. It just came out. I released it like last week. Go download it. Play in the clubs. It's pretty tight. Yeah, check out all my stuff. Like my Facebook page. Subscribe to my channel right here, and my other channel which is called Peep This, a new group that I'm like part of. That will be there'll be cool new content on there. Also check out my podcast. It's on di.fm radio. It's like the Lazy Rich Show, but like sweeter. Yeah, see you next week. Peace.